What do this plant, and this plant all have in common? No, they're not dying, all evidence to the contrary. No, they're not unhealthy. In fact, they are probably the healthiest they've ever been. The answer has to do with the fact that I recently moved from a house that had very large windows, lots of sun exposure, or at least indirect light, not direct sunlight. I recently moved from that house to a house that has much smaller windows, much less available natural light. Because of that, all three of these plants went through a major chop. You can see some evidence of that in these cut off stems. The reason I do that is because there is much less available light. That means that there is not going to be as much available light for the foliage. So I didn't want these plants to struggle, to suffer, to waste resources over the winter trying to generate growth when there really wasn't enough sunlight to do so, especially because we're in a time of the year where there's less light anyway. So rather than have them struggle, I gave them a major chop, really trimmed them. That way they're able to preserve their resources, preserve their energy, and they'll be ready to go come spring. They'll have stored all their energy and resources, so they'll be able to take the nutrients I give them in the form of water and fertilizer, plus the additional sunlight that comes just naturally when spring comes, and they'll be ready to go. If I had decided not to chop them, not to trim them, they would still grow. They would do all right. They would very likely get very leggy. If you see very long, this is a lesser example of this, but if you see very long parts of your stems that don't have many leaves in them, that's because of less light. So I make no secret of the fact that I do not like leggy vining plants, so I will trim indiscriminately. But in this case, I trimmed to allow the plant to conserve resources, conserve energy for the spring, to be less stressed in this lower light condition, and allow them to thrive come spring.